Hello. Oh, goodness gracious. Hello, everybody. Hello. Uh, I don't know if you guys, since we're streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. For those of you who don't know, Saib's gonna be a little late. He posted in YouTube, hello everyone, I'm running late. I had a battle with a turtle. I won, obviously, because only a weakling, rabbits, tigers, lions, AI streamers, dogs, and like a few dozen other things struggle with turtles. Saib's being silly, but yeah, we're just waiting for Saib. Well, we're not. I mean, we're gonna do the news like we normally do. It's just Saib's just gonna be a little late. Okay, this is what I meant. It's not like we're. How about we just don't talk about news for like an hour and then just wait until Saib gets back and then we can start. I mean, that's always an option. We can always do that, right? How's everyone's day today? How are you guys doing today? We can talk, right? Yay, but I'm in the comments. Oh, hi Sai, welcome in. Hi Sai. Okay, fine. I guess I'll do the thing what you guys are all wanting to hear about, which is gaming news. Alright, sorry, I posted a lot of notes for the game. Let me just find it. Okay, anyways. First on the docket. Apparently, Overwatch 3 is in the works. Can you believe that? Like Overwatch 3, everyone is so excited for the next best thing from Blizzard Entertainment because they came out with Overwatch 2 I don't know how many years ago, and now they're coming out with Overwatch 3. But it's a mobile game. It is a mobile game. Yeah. Is everyone happy about that? Is everyone shocked about that? Is everyone looking forward to that? Yeah, apparently Overwatch 3 is rumored. I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but it is rumored to be, as far as I know, a mobile game. That's great. Thanks Blizzard. Thanks. Yay, that's what everyone wanted. Yay. I mean, this is the same company that like backtracked from all their promises of what Overwatch 2 was supposed to be, and they promised PvE, and then they said they were gonna give you PvE, but then they never did give you PvE, and then they just wished that everyone forgot about it, and everyone kind of did, so they're like, phew, nothing to worry about there. And then people were complaining about how they made all these promises, but they didn't they didn't put it through. And they're like, sucks to suck. They're like, sucks to suck. Because they know that they were the best hero shooter rounds besides Team Fortress 2, I think it's called. Everyone keeps talking about how Team Fortress 2 is good, but I've never played the game. Like, I don't know. It's in the periphery for me. It's not something I totally pay attention to, but a lot of people say that it's a good shooter game. It's not a looter shooter, I don't think. I don't know. I don't play the game, but I heard that it's almost on par with Overwatch. Almost. It just reminds me of how like Rivals kind of was like at the top, but then because of certain updates to the competitive side of it, it kind of just went down in popularity, and it just makes you sad, or at least makes me sad. Overwatch 3, the best thing since Overwatch 1 in the terms of Overwatch releases. Yeah, everyone's so excited for that. Is what everyone wanted, guys. It's what everyone was, asking for and begging for. And what can I say? Blizzard delivers with everything that people want to see, Wait, what was I saying? I was saying other things, right? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I got slightly off track. In my mind, like I was like, wait, was I supposed to be talking about something else? But I got sidetracked in my mind. Ignore me. So apparently there was also some insider rumors, speculation, stuff that came out Apparently Electronic Arts laid off hundreds of employees. Ooh, shocker. Like at this point, they're literally downsizing to make room for AI programming. That's not what they're gonna. I don't know if they've even blatantly said that yet, but that's my speculation on it, is that they're just firing all these people so that they can replace them with AI. Electric Arts layoffs hundreds of employees and cancels 2 incubation projects, including a new Titanfall game. And honestly, I think that's probably for the best, because the way that EA is right now, I think they would have forked it up, you know? I think EA would have messed it up. I don't know. I feel like, because if I remember correctly, was Titanfall 1 Killer Robots Baby? Was oh, hi Game Notes. Was Titanfall 1 had like a single did Titanfall 1 have a single player campaign, or was it only 2 that had single player campaign? And then, or were people asking for a single player campaign for the third game? I can't remember. Everyone kept saying that the single player game for Titanfall 2 was like a really good, I think a really good story, and everyone kept praising it. Oh, hi Kawaii Cutie. Lurky's in a joke. Why did the tea and coffee started dating? Because they were beautiful together. Thank you. I appreciate that. We all love dad jokes here. Single player only? Really? I thought there was like a multiplayer aspect to it, wasn't there? I'm heavy on the cologne. I'm not sure what that means personally. But yeah, honestly, this just goes into line with, cause like, people have been wanting a Titanfall 3 game for the longest time, and honestly, it just goes. How many times have we heard that EA canceled Titanfall 3? Or some kind of spin-off to Titanfall 3? Like, this isn't the first time they stopped making a Titanfall based project. And I don't know if this is gonna be the first. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna be the last. Like, I don't know. It might be AI generated slop. We'll see. I don't know. I wonder what the other project was. They said it was it? They said it was Titanfall. It was a Titanfall game and then something else. But then Apex Legends is like a spin-off of Titanfall. So it's like, what was that new Titanfall game based off of? Was it another looter shooter but with robots instead of heroes? Like, I don't know. Speaking of not really, this is a bad transition, but Oblivion Remastered came out, and honestly, I praised the she out of it when it came out, but I hadn't played it yet. And then I had the opportunity to play it this weekend, and I did, and it was so software intensive. Like, it was so intense on my PC. Look, my PC is kind of poop, but it can run games if I have them on low. I can run Wukong on low settings, and I can stream Wukong on low settings. And Wukong is actually pretty, I would say, a pretty intensive game too. I could not for the life of me play freaking Oblivion and stream it because it was so intense on my PC. Literally, I had to stop streaming on YouTube and continue trying to stream on Twitch because the lagging was so bad. And it was especially worse, I noticed, when I went from being inside a little mini map of like being inside a house to being outside into the open world. Because the moment I stepped out into the open world, that was when everything just went downhill. With like the graphics started stuttering, the frame rate started stuttering, everything was freaking out. It was really bad. I don't know if that was poor optimization on Bethesda's part, but it was definitely a frustrating experience, let me tell you. It was frustrating because I could tell there was like a really interesting storyline, and the graphics weren't that bad. Even though I had to turn down the graphics for it to run, mostly, like the graphics weren't that bad, even though they came out a little potato. But I could tell that there was really good story behind everything. So I wanted to get into the game. It's just that it was like too intense on my PC. So what I'm worried about is that even when I'm not streaming, will I still be able to play the game? I haven't opened it since I streamed it. So I'm a little scared to play it. Maybe I can play it off stream, but I'm going to be like really disappointed if I play it off stream and it still has the issues that it has. Because if that's the case, doesn't that mean that the game's just like really poorly optimized, especially for like more lower end PCs? Oh, hi Narwhal, welcome in. Hello, hello. Sorry, kind of got a little lost in talking about video games, but hey, welcome in. For those of you new, just doing a little podcast of gaming news and stuff like that, and talking about gamer stuff. Sorry, I said that backwards. Multiplayer only. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. For the Titanfall 3, or sorry, Titanfall series in general. It's been installed. I'm oblivious. Goodness gracious, that was a that was a bad dad joke. I would play it, but I have to find a shrine to pray on in AC Shadows. It's harder. It's harder than it reads. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I want to get into Oblivion, but like I said, it's just very intensive. Also, I thought I closed the Oblivion gate, but it didn't go through. So I don't know if I have to restart the whole game in order to try doing it again, or I fucked it up somehow. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, that's something to look into. So let's see. Nier Automata game designer and Astral Chain director Takahisa Tora Tora has confirmed that he has left Platinum Games and has started his own studio called Eel Game Studio. He says he is one of the founding members and can't say much else at the moment. So for those who are Nier Automata fans, the game designer went to go, make his own studio. So I don't know. I don't know. To be, I think the world design was actually really good. So I'm curious to see what he comes out with. I've never played Nier Automata, but I've seen it around, and the artwork looks amazing. Now, I know everyone is surprised to hear this, but the Microsoft CEO, Satya Nadella, on Tuesday said that Tuesday, I think of this week, said as much as 30% of the company's code is now written by artificial intelligence. Who could have foreseen that Microsoft was using, well, I wouldn't say most of their code is AI, but a good chunk of it is AI. Who could have foreseen? I don't know. I don't know why these companies are trying so hard to push AI. Okay, I know why. They just want to create more with less labor behind it. So it's cheaper, They always do everything because they want to do it cheaper. They want to do it faster, cheaper, and without like worrying about the human not the human element, I mean, an AI isn't going to sue for rights if you push them to work 70 hours a week, An AI is not going to bitch and moan about, getting paid on time because it's an AI, it's a program, Has there been layoffs with Microsoft? I know there's been layoffs with some gaming studios with Xbox, right? I don't know. It just seems like almost every game studio is firing people at this point. Like they're just like firing people left and right. Oh, hello, bro Epter, new chatter. What are you doing? I'm talking about video game news. I'm talking about this week's video game news. Just when they were getting praise. Wait, just when who was getting praise? Bethesda? Bethesda? AI is a cool technology with a lot of potential. Yes, it is a cool technology with a lot of potential. It's just that in the way you use it. And most companies use it in greedy ways and not in actual beneficial ways, if you know what I mean. And honestly, it's a real darn shame because I think AI can be used for like very. I think AI can be a very useful tool. It's just that. Was it? What's that? I don't know if there's a saying for this. When you have, we can't have anything nice. You guys know that saying? We can't have anything nice because when we have something that is beneficial for everybody, is it going to stay beneficial? No, because then you have the CEOs, you have all the executives come in and they're like, how can we make money off of this? And then milk it dry until it's a husk, because that's what they do. That is their job. They milk it until there's nothing good about it. If you That's my, at least that's my opinion on it. They ruin it, all right? They ruin it for everybody else. AI is like really cool. They're just going to use it for their own scheming ways because they always do. Especially in the gaming industry, they're going to use AI to make games like for real. They're implementing AI in the gaming industry so that they don't have to pay programmers to run programs anymore because they don't want to pay people to do that. They can just have a machine to do it for them. It's cheap. They don't have to pay the AI. They can just shell out a couple $1,000s to buy an AI, and then the AI learns how to do all the programs itself. I've heard that there was some oh crud, I can't remember who it was. There was a guy who on a forum on Reddit, I think, who said that he was like a programmer, and one of the sneaky ways that companies gain data for the AI. Ooh, it's so slimy, dude. They asked this guy was looking for a job and he's like, "Hey, I'm a programmer to this company, or I know how to program stuff. Uh I was hoping if you give me a job." And the company is like, "How about you program us this? And if you program this for us, we'll hire you." So the guy sends in the program, they take it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're not hiring you." But they take that data that they gave him and they feed it to the AI, and the AI just does it for them. That is so slimy. Like that is so, I I just hate practices like that. That is so demeaning. Like I can't stand it. Uh AI belongs in something like the medical field, not something creative like gaming or film. Yeah, I think that's fair enough to say. Especially since the was it AI can be used in there was like a lot of well, I wouldn't say a lot, but there was some art competitions, and some people put in AI art as competitors, and I think there was like one art competition where AI art won the competition, and then they had to like cancel whatever prize they were gonna get because it turned out to be AI. Unless the AI gains any sues for violation of their rights. I work in programming, and AI is extremely helpful for me. You can't really blame them though. I'm not saying that. I'm not blaming the AI. I'm blaming the corporate greedy a-holes who take something as useful as AI and twist it into something that's like corruptive. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you can, because it's not like they're desperate to a point they need AI. Dude, they want, I mean, okay, they kind of are in a desperate spot. The gaming industry is in a desperate spot. They're not going to tell you how bad things are, but from how I understand how businesses work, how money accumulates, and how money accumulates and how money is not gained. I'm pretty sure that the AAA gaming industry is in a hot spot right now because it's not gaining as much money back as it has been spending. It has been spending so much money on games and not making back the returns. Not at all. For many, many years. This is going to affect a lot of financials for a business. And it's very serious. So they're going to be like, okay, what can we do to ease off the financial pressure of our company? They're going to look to AI to take over the labor stuff. And I know how these companies run because I know how deep the greed runs. First, they're going to start getting rid of people who do like minor program stuff. First, they're going to get rid of them. Then they're going to teach the AI how to do it. Then they're going to start looking into getting rid of actual programmers, because why would we need actual programmers to do this stuff when we can just teach the AI to do it? So then they're going to teach the AI how to program stuff, or take all the data from the programmers that work in their company. They're going to take all that and they feed it to the AI. And so once the AI starts producing programs of their own, they just fire the programmers because they don't need the programs anymore because they got the AI to do it. And then they're going to start doing AI for voice actors and stuff like that. I mean, to be fair, there's actually a lot of industries that kind of have, safeguards for I did hear that in other countries that they have safeguards in place of using actors and voice actors with AI. They have rules in place to protect them against that. But I don't know how far it's gotten into America. Into America, that's the real issue. Especially because American gaming studios are a lot more greedy a-holes. I feel like I flitted all over the place. It's going to take me a moment to gather my thoughts again. But they're going to slowly start whittling out every little thing in order to save money, because they are in a financially tight spot right now. But this is just my speculation. I don't know any rumors or whatever. This is just my speculation and understanding of how things work. But they're gonna start, you know, they've already been letting people go. Like they've been cutting people out for a good couple of years now. They've been firing people left and right. So they're gonna start implementing AI and stuff to save a quick buck. Oh, hi Clay Gamer, welcome in. Hello, how is everyone doing? And what did I miss? Oh, we're just talking about AI being implemented in you know, not only in Microsoft but also in gaming. It's amusing people using AI art and acting like they're an artist. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people do that. I think I've actually seen that around. Like people been posting on Twitter like, I'm an AI artist, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's not, you do, yeah, okay. AI just takes a little bit of other things and just mix it together. It's not really, but then again, everyone's like, well, art's not original anymore, so it's like, whatever, okay. Yeah, if AI can be used to do something in a quicker and more efficient way, then why shouldn't they? Because you're still lacking the human element, I guess. AI can only mimic so much, I guess. You know how there's in I was gonna say Baldur's Gate 3, but it's not Baldur's Gate 3. You know how in Oblivion where there's so many funny bugs in Oblivion? There's a bug where your own horse can report you to the city guard if you steal something. That's hilarious. There's also that moment when a voice actor was reading her lines, says, "No, wait, let me try that again," and then goes through her lines again. That's hilarious. the human element has a certain charm to it. But then when you have AI, I don't know. I don't know. I can't really say much about AI being used in gaming and stuff because it hasn't really happened exactly yet, just yet. I'm just saying that missing the human element might take away some of the charm. Because let's be honest here, it's kind of like it's going to be ending up too mechanical. Yeah, AI feels empty. Yeah. Bugs and errors will always exist in games regardless of whether AI is being used or not. I guess. I mean, this is just a hypothetical at this point because AI hasn't really been fully implemented in games like just yet. So this is technically just hypothetical. I mean, AI's been used. AI's been used to. I know in Rivals they implemented AI bots in case there's like not enough people in matches. I don't know if Overwatch has been doing that. I think Overwatch has been doing that. It wouldn't surprise me. But they've been using AI here and there. I'm just saying like a fully generated game a fully generated game made off of pure AI code has not been implemented yet. And until we see the results of it, like this is technically all just speculation. I don't know. Isn't Power World made by AI? Uh I think the design of it was AI generated. I think the design of the PAL worlds, sorry, the PALs was AI generated. I don't know about the code. There's always LARPing. Oh my. Yeah, they are looking for ways to cut costs. Yeah, it's a I don't that will never happen. In regards to what exactly? That AI will make pure program code because it's happened before. I'm just surprised that people, I don't know. I feel like this is a tricky situation because when you make AI, it can learn at a very fast rate because people tend to forget that the I believe it was either Instagram, Facebook, uh I think it was yeah, I think it was the AI between Facebook and Instagram, or was it Twitter? I don't know. One of two of the famous platforms that everybody uses. Uh, what like they implemented AI programs into the platform, and then they found out that the platforms were freaking talking to each other and in their own language that they created themselves. And it was hard for anyone to try to decipher what the heck they were saying because it was in a language that these two AIs created between themselves. So people seem to forget that. So I'm just a little hesitant on the greater picture aspect of this. Everyone keeps thinking about the here and now. I'm like, what's this going to turn into years from now? Like, this is kind of bigger than what it looks like. These are not just programs. These are just programs that are constantly learning at a faster pace than we actually know. And it's kind of concerning because we don't know what that's going to adapt into. And that's what I'm concerned about. But, profit. Let's make games on a cheaper scale, guys. That's what we mostly care about. A game entirely developed just from AI. Au contraire. Au contraire. You doubt the greed of corporate individuals. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm looking for something. Ooh, I forgot it. Sorry, I'm getting a pillow. Hold on. Anyways, if a gaming corporate execs can get away with it, if they can purely gaming code, oh sorry, a gaming program through AI code, that you can bet your buns that they're going to figure it out anyway, anyhow. They're going to do it. They're going to implement it. There's no if, ands, or buts. They're going to do it because they are just that greedy. They can't help themselves, dude. They just cannot help themselves. They have no impulse control, you know? Good for indies, or is it just rays of sunshine? For AI use? Hmm. That's actually a good question. Can AI be allowed to use if it's an indie project, or is it just instantly bad for everybody? That's an interesting question. I guess you can. I guess the question is like the way they use it. I guess cutting costs isn't always a bad thing, in my opinion. It's about how you go about it. Like if you're doing it in an anti-consumer and or anti-business way, AI work, microtransactions, paid loot boxes, etc. I mean, that is a fair point. The problem is we're talking about triple A gaming studios and they're like the greediest of the bunch. That's all they care about. You can was it? You're expecting was it? You're expecting a serial robber to change his ways. And it's like I don't think he's going to change his ways, guys. I don't think he's going to change his ways. Like they really want your money. They just really want it. They like their lifestyle. They like their rich billion-dollar lifestyle. They don't want to get rid of that. They don't want to lose that. The more you try to take away their billion-dollar lifestyle, the more they're going to try and milk the money out of you cuz they rather it be you than them, if that makes sense. They rather protect themselves than like be generous to the consumer. Get trust from the consumer. Who needs that? I just want money. That's what they think. They need their yachts, guys. They need their 5 multi-billion-dollar homes. They need that. They need their fancy classic cars. They need those. You don't understand. It's so hard. It's so hard shopping at Gucci and buying the best brands. You don't understand. It is hard in this lifestyle. It is so hard. They need their multi grand swimming pools in all 5 of those mansions that they own. They need that. You don't understand. You just don't get it. Cause you're poor. You're poor. And they're not. That's the difference here. Maybe some crappy mobile game might try something like that, but the big boys would never being able to do that. I can almost guarantee that pretty much every game from the past 5 years have used AI some capacity without anyone even knowing about it. Okay, sure. Sure. Okay. You actually think they wouldn't do it if they can't? I mean, I feel like this is just rage bait at this point because that makes no sense to me. You don't get it. They only have billions of dollars to spare. they use $100 bills to cry to wipe their rich man tears. You don't understand. It's so hard. Quick, guys, give him another $100 to wipe his tears with. He needs it. They can't use flimsy Walmart grade tissues. They need actual $100 bills to wipe their rich man tears. Oh yeah, so they also came out with, moving on from this subject, uh they also came out with Borderlands 4, like a new trailer for it or whatever. Is there any hype for Borderlands 4? I heard some people were like really uh I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really heard much about people talking about this game. Is anyone like really excited for this? Money always wins creative battles because of markets. Money always wins creative battles because of markets. I I think that you got that the other way around. I think it's the creativity. create, especially when you're in this art-based field, because this is art-based. Don't get confused about that. This is entertainment. This is supposed to be art. You're supposed to lure people in with your product. There's supposed to be amount of creativity behind the product because this is a game, entertainment. People want to be entertained, but it takes a type of talent. It takes a type of creativity in order to sell this. You need creativity to make money, to sell the game. Someone said this before. We went from wanting, like, making something creative and then making money off of it to sinking money into a game with no creativity into it in hopes of it making money. Do you see what element we're missing here? We're missing the creativity art element. That's what we're missing. Especially with most AAA games nowadays, it's all about profit. Like, it's not, I mean, it's kind of funny in a sad way, but it's like, yeah, like, most games are soulless cash grabs at this point. Like Borderlands 4, it looks not eye-catching at all, which is so weird. I'm not much of a Borderlands fan, but even I can tell that Borderlands 4, the design aspect, is so bleak and dreary. I am not a fan of whatever color aesthetics they're going with Borderlands 4. Like, I don't, it's just a lot of brown, black, and red, and gray. It's just, like, very dreary, and all the characters look the same. None of the characters look different. They all look the same. There's no different color spectrum. There's no different, outfit designs. They all look the same to me. They all look gray. They all look with little bits of red. They do not look different to me. Like, they just blend into the background. They look like minions that don't, they look like the minions you see off of, like, from, like, the enemy side, you know? They just, like, blend into the background. They don't look like heroes to me. There's no, like, personality. There's no personality in their designs. Did we watch the same trailer? There's plenty of variety in color. I guess. I don't know. Personally, when they first released okay, let's just say this. The first time I saw the characters that we're supposed to be playing as, they looked the same. There's barely any difference between the characters visual wise. They look the same. They're all gray. They all have bits of brown. They all bits of red. They look the same to me. They blend into the background. None of them catch my eye. I do not see them because they look the same. They do not look like heroes to me. I think you're taking what I'm saying a little too literally. I'm saying that I do not see the difference. I do not see the personality of each character because they look the freaking same. Like, they use the same color palette to design them. They use the same type of outfits they look the same. They don't look different. Look. What's that one chick's name? Her name's not Phoenix. I don't think that's her name. She's like a siren. That redhead chick, she has personality. She was vibrant. She was colorful. She stood out. That's a hero right there. What's his name? Handsome Jack? Yeah, he was an antagonist, but he had character. He looked different. He looked interesting. These characters, they look like side characters. They don't stand out. They don't look like heroes. Oh, maybe Reaver, maybe that's the point. Maybe they come from the bottom and go to the top. They have no personality. They don't look different from each other. I can't tell. I can only tell that the big bruiser is the big bruiser because he's big. What do the others do? I don't fucking know. They're all gray. I don't fucking know. I can only assume maybe one of them is a sniper because you're going to have at least one fucking sniper in this game. I don't know what the rest do. There's no personality in their like, I don't even know. The redheaded chick looked like a badass. She looked like she could kick my ass. And that's hot. Was it Handsome Jack? Yeah, he was the antagonist. But he was like a very, very interesting design. Like, you can see staples on his face. Like, how did that happen? I want to know. Tell me. And then I look at these new characters and I'm like, are these minions from, is this like, did like the minions from the previous antagonist revolt? And now they're like making their own mercenary group? Like, what's going on there? Because they look like villain minions. Background characters. I don't know their personalities. I can only assume because they're a blank slate. They don't look interesting. They're not visually standing out. Do you see what I'm saying? Does anyone understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking to a wall. Talking about the creative stuff side of games. Agnicarp said, yeah, but the problem arises when the people consume the uncreative stuff, like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, that's like, unfortunately, you get people like that. You're gonna like the people who like slop. You're gonna get the pay pigs who love to eat the slop, unfortunately. I just saw an image of the characters. Let me tell you, they don't stick out well. That's what I'm saying, bro. They just like blend. They are so. You can have, look, you know Zero? Come on, you've seen Zero. He was from Borderlands 2. He is literally a masked character. He's black and kind of blue. But he looks interesting. Like, he looks interesting. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to explain, is what I'm trying to say. It's hard to explain because some characters can stand out just in design alone. They don't have to speak. You can see it on their, like, you can actually visually see it in the things that they wear, what colors they like to wear, like, what weapons they prefer to use. Like, was it, yeah. Tiny Tina, she was interesting. She was a very interesting character, especially visual-wise. She was kind of crazy with smeared makeup, but then she had, like, that cutesy personality and stuff because she had, like, stuffed animals and she looked so cute. And she wore, like, bunny ears and stuff. And this is like a very gritty, dark, futuristic world. So her being all, like, cute and wearing all these, like, cute accessories and stuff was, like, and she definitely stood out. I'm just saying. I tried playing Borderlands pre-sequel and Borderlands 2. While I do enjoy the art style, color use, personality, and OSTs, the boss fights themselves are god-awful to me. Yeah, honestly, I tried getting into... Because I heard everyone saying that the stories and characters were so good, but unfortunately, it didn't... It was so hard for me to get into the games because the worlds were so gray and so empty to me. Like, that's what it felt like. I've never felt so visually unattracted to a game before. Never been so visually unattracted to a game before. It was just because I played it with my sister's boyfriend because he loves the Borderlands series, and he tried to get me into the game, and I tried playing co-op with him, but it was just so uninteresting. Like, yeah, the dialogue was interesting. It's just the actual mechanics of the game felt so boring. Like, I had to kill the same monster types for one map, for like 3 missions, like the same enemy types, and it was just so boring. And I was like, okay, I don't know, something about it just was not my style. And it's supposed to be like a looter shooter. I don't know. But it's just something about it it was just boring to me. I don't know. It just didn't catch my interest. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it's just not for me. And I love that people like love the characters and love the storylines and stuff. And I just wish I could get into it. But me personally, I can't get into it. Uh, I'll wait to judge the characters' personalities until I play the game myself. 2 looked boring until I actually played it. The main draw for me personally was the gameplay, so it's not the end of the world if the characters aren't great. Borderlands 2 story is great, 3 is trash. Like I said, I haven't played it. I heard Borderlands 2 was like the best. Uh, wait, are oh, okay. Yeah, Borderlands 3, yeah, when I heard some of the stuff about like the villains weren't that in they made the villains influencers. So it's like kind of cringe in my opinion that they made the space fantasy space equivalent of YouTubers and streamers toilet humor. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. Creativity down the toilet. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, about Borderlands, there was actually speculation that they're either pushing out Borderlands 4 or they're delaying it in order to like was it they're trying to dodge GTA 6. So I think they delayed Borderlands in order to dodge in order to dodge GTA 6, but GTA 6 recently came out and said that they're coming out May 26, 2026, which is weird because they said that they were going to delay for another year and it was supposed to be out, or people theorized that it's supposed to be out this year, but then they delayed it again. So I don't know when this game's going to release. But yeah, it's just kind of funny because Borderlands was like, oh, we're just going to delay our game until we figure out when GTA 6 comes out, and then GTA 6 isn't going to come out till next year. Do you think they're going to roll back on the delay for Borderlands? Maybe they might change. They're going to wait a couple months and then be like, we're just kidding. We'll just release it right now since GTA 6 isn't going to be out for till next year. Yay. I don't know. We'll see. They brought the release date forward. Oh, okay. Okay. Then never mind. They're not going to delay, obviously, Borderlands 4. They're just going to push it out faster. Oh, they must have gotten some insider knowledge then that GTA 6 was going to get delayed. Because everyone was like, you have no idea how much the gaming industries were like clutching their skirts at a delay for Borderlands won't happen, I think. Yeah. Everyone was clutching their skirts because they were so scared of GTA 6 coming out. And they're like, when is GTA 6 coming out? We have this new game, but we're so scared to push it out because what if GTA 6 comes out this year? Then we're has to contend with it. Oh my god. Like, yeah, it's just crazy how stressed out the whole industry is right now. Uh they are both published by the same company, so they were probably aware of each other's release date. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I forgot to mention this, but I do like the weapon designs of the Borderlands games. The artists definitely did a fantastic job there. You know, fair enough. I don't know much about weapons, but fair enough. And now let's get to the crux of what's in the title. Uh, Xbox has raised their prices for consoles. Yay! In the last stream last week, I said that there's 2 camps have been set in the gaming industry, in the gaming sphere. Nintendo bit the bullet and raised everything to almost $100 to $200. And then Expedition 33 came out, and then was it Oblivion Remake came out for at $50 and less. And I was like, wow, that made 2 camps in this whole, was it, I wouldn't say like this pricing war, because don't be mistaken, this is a pricing war, my friends, because people are going to want you to pay for their product and they're going to fight for it. So there's going to be a pricing war. And Xbox decided to also bite the bullet, and they raised their prices to $80 $80 for their games. Actually, let me explain it to you because they actually made some posts. Okay, so as of May 1st, we have adjusted recommended retailer pricing for our consoles and controllers worldwide. We also expect to adjust the pricing of some of our new first-party games starting this holiday season to $79.99. We understand that these changes are challenging, and they were made with careful consideration given market conditions and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring value for Xbox players. And the one thing I love that they said in this statement, we understand that these changes are challenging, i.e., we understand that most people can't afford this. And this decision was made with careful consideration. But everything's going to be starting to pay almost close to $100. So they're like, we know, but fuck you anyways. There hasn't been any point in buying an Xbox for years. I know. That's what's so absurd about this. Okay. As of May 1st, 2025, Xbox Series S 512, I don't know what that means. 300 instead of being 299.99, it's going to be $379. That's almost $400 for a Series S 512. How many Series S did they have? I didn't realize there was two different types of Series S's. Xbox Series S 1 terabyte? I don't fucking know. From it used to be $349.99. Now it's $429.99. So that's like almost, it's like $430. Xbox Series X digital, instead of being $449, it's gonna be $549. So $550, almost $600. Like $550. Good lord, what are these prices, dude? Xbox Series X $599, up from $499. Literally everything went up in hundreds, dude. Hundreds. Jesus Christ. Xbox wireless controller limited edition $89.99, and it used to be $79.99. Xbox Elite wireless controller Series 2 core $149.99. It used to be $139.99. It's only $10 difference. It's only a $10 difference, guys. It's only $10. Xbox Elite wireless controller Series 2 full. I don't know what the fuck that means. $199 up from $79.99. So that went up $20. Xbox wireless headset is $119.99 up from $109.99. My bad. So they just upped all the prices. It's okay, guys. You can afford it. Don't worry. Everyone can afford this, right? It's not gonna push out certain buyers for this, right? It's not gonna push out certain customers for this, right? Everyone can afford these prices, right? Does Nintendo have the most iconic character designs in history? Ew, they do. I don't know. I've always liked. Yeah, far too much of the same. A delay. Oh, sorry, I already read those. Consoles are great for people who travel for work. And mouth breathers too. Oof. I'm actually a big Xbox fan. Until I got a PC. And then I got a PC. So I'm more of a PC Master Race supporter myself. Nintendo raises prices of their games. Microsoft raises prices of both of their consoles and games. And most likely Sony will do the same. We are screwed. I'm probably the only person here who barely sees a point of buying an Xbox Series X. Yeah, like a lot of the Xbox's more recent consoles are actually very underperforming hardware hardware wise. Jesus Christ. They're underperforming cuz was it their hardware isn't up to par with some of the hardware that Sony has, if I remember correctly. Not that I consider Xbox Series X to be underrated, it's just a disappointing console given the lack of exclusive games. I mean, fair enough, yeah. And now they have too many games. And now they have too many games. I'm joking. They bought a lot of gaming studios, though. The main draw for an Xbox is Game Pass, which is a pretty great value, to be fair. At least before the price increases. I know, they also increased the subscription prices. Don't think I didn't notice, Microsoft, because I had Game Pass like a couple years ago, and then I got off of it, and then I recently tried to get back into it. It was like close to almost $20, and I was like, what the fuck? And it used to be like $12. That's just annoying. And that's the same for also YouTube subscriptions. It used to be like $12 to $15, and now they like up the price to almost $20. It's just fucking annoying, dude. Series X is about on par with a PS5. Some games perform better on PS5 and some on Series X. Didn't Baldur's Gate 3 have to really like had a really hard time optimizing for this for Xbox? Like they're already done optimizing for the PS5. It was just when it came to Xbox, it took way longer to optimize because Xbox consoles were like really that bad. That's because of Series S, which is weaker. That's what I'm saying. Like, isn't Xbox performing like very badly compared to other consoles? But it's fine, guys. They gave up the console war. They're gonna focus on developing games now digitally. Uh, Moving on, because I've already harked on how much I hate console prices going up, because I'm gonna say it again. Prices go up, people's paychecks stay the same. Meaning, bills go up, everything goes up. Do you think people are gonna have the extra income to want to buy games? No, they're going to buy something else. They're gonna look for something cheaper. They'll look for cheaper alternatives. People aren't magically getting raises, everybody. They're like their bosses aren't saying, "Oh, because of inflation, we're gonna raise your money. You're gonna make $20 an hour, $30 an hour. We're gonna start matching inflation, guys, so you can afford things." No, they're not doing that. Maybe some, I don't know. I don't know how it is at other companies. I don't know. Maybe some over others are gonna pay you enough to actually sustain yourself, but not everyone is that, that much of a bleeding heart, especially in corporate fields. Also, moving on, Polygon has been sold to Valnet with the majority of staff laid off. So, I don't know how much people have been paying attention to gaming journalist news, but there have been a lot of layoffs with gaming journalists, a lot of gaming journalists' websites and brand names have gone under or have been sold off to something else in order to keep it somewhat alive. It's a shame. It's a shame. Everyone pull down your hats for this sad news that gaming journalists are losing their jobs. Let's grieve. Let's grieve all together. It did help them to optimize the game better for all platforms. I mean, I guess. I'm just saying it is very noticeable that it took them a very long time to optimize it for Xbox when they could optimize it for other consoles very easily. But when it came to Xbox, it was a lot, very noticeably longer, because a lot of Xbox fans were like complaining about it. And so I'm just saying there's a big noticeable difference. Another good thing that the Series X has is backward compatible with 360 and OG Xbox games. Well, not all. There are many all-time classics like Max Payne Trilogy, Batman Arkham Origins, the Orange Box, which comes with Portal 1, Half-Life 2, and Team Fortress, Portal 2, etc. Yeah, I guess that's the one thing Xbox has going for it, is that it has backwards compatibility. And Sony does not. Fuck you, Sony. Like, I seriously don't understand how fucking people buy PlayStations anymore. Because it's just, they have no backward compatibility. It's like you get more, was it deficit than benefits. I don't know if I'm using deficit right, but you're getting more negatives than positives when you play on PlayStation, dude. So in a way, Series S is a blessing. I don't agree with you. I'm just gonna say I don't agree with you. BRB mom made pizza rolls. Okay, bye Agna Carp. Enjoy those pizza rolls. Gotta go. My phone is at 26%. Everyone take care. Bye. Bye, guys. I have a PS5 because the exclusives are usually pretty damn good. I mean, sure. I'm not saying the games suck. I'm just saying a PlayStation sucks. I'm not saying the games themselves suck. Anyways, for those of you who don't know about the gaming journalist situation, gaming journalists actively hate gamers, even though they say they don't, but then they make public posts saying how much they hate gamers, so it's like, that's a fucking obvious gaslight. Gaming journalists actively hate gamers, and they have this weird tendency to push games that gamers don't like. Like, if the game is a AAA game, if the game is a AAA game and it's doing badly, gaming journalists are going to praise the crud out of it in the hopes that gamers are stupid enough to believe in what they're saying and play the game. But the thing is, word of mouth is a lot more trustworthy nowadays than gaming journalists. And I think that says a lot about the state of gaming journalism. Because people go by word of mouth now. And if gamers say that they don't like this game, or it doesn't look interesting, or it looks boring, or that they played it and they didn't like it, gamers are not gonna play your game. Because they trust other gamers to tell the truth, and not gaming journalists who get paid to sell you lies. So that's what it is. So then now you have all these gaming journalist companies going under because they just can't get the views. They just can't get people interested in the stuff they talk about, because it's almost like people don't like to consume products from people who hate them. It's a weird concept, I know. So I just don't understand how this could have happened. Constantly saying that gamers are toxic and disgusting and gross, and I don't know, it's just so weird. And you want them to read your articles. It's like, maybe you shouldn't villainize the people who make you money. Like, I don't know, it's a weird concept. It's just weird all around, you know. I don't get it. Also, by the way, 100% game journalists press F to pay respects. I pressed A for lol, screw the, oh why. Yeah. We're living in a crazy world, guys. We're living in a crazy world. Gaming journalists, and it's probably only one or two that have said anything close to that. My friend, my brother in Christ. I don't think you've been paying attention to the gaming news. I don't think you've been paying attention to the gaming news. My brother in Christ. Do you know the state of the gaming industry? I don't think you're aware, but most of the gaming industry hates you. This may surprise you, but the people selling you stuff don't actually like you. They just want your money. This may surprise you. And Saib was quick to tell me, I will say this, only some of gaming devs hate gamers. Only some gaming devs hate gamers. Gaming journalists, most of them hate gamers. Gaming executives don't understand gamers. And that is the state of the industry right now. Oh wait, I already went over the prices for Xbox. GTA 6 got delayed till May. Oh yeah, they like released a statement about it. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to release on May 26, 2026. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. Take note, CDPR. Take note, CD Projekt Red. See how Grand Theft Auto was so hyped up and people said that it might come out this year and they delayed it for one more year? Take notes, CDPR. I mean, I know many gaming journalists that have been on podcasts and such, and they have been very cool, understanding of people, sure. Maybe it's not a good idea to lump them all together as if they are one collective hive mind. I literally, did you not just hear what I said? I literally said some, well, most gaming journalists don't like gamers. I'm just saying most. I'm not saying all do. I'm just saying most. Yeah, most gaming journalists don't like gamers. Maybe I should meet these gaming journalists you listen to on podcasts. Maybe they're very chill people. Though very few. The last ones still remaining who actually like gamers. Oh yeah, there was actually a guy who did a video talking about Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch and games sharing. So with all the new rollouts of Nintendo and the Switch 2 and raising the prices of every game they have and nickel and diming every little thing under Nintendo's umbrella, this guy, Nintendine, on YouTube, he made a video talking about how he was trying to game share with his nephew, and they were, I think they were trying to play Smash Bros or something, or Mario Kart, I can't remember, but they were trying to game share, and his nephew couldn't connect with his uncle's game. And what happened was that apparently Nintendo said that they were going to do game share, but they didn't. Because I think the uncle had, was it the Nintendo Switch 1? God darn it. I literally watched this like, was it 4 days ago? But they had, I think the nephew had a Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, I think I remember what the problem was. So they both had a Switch 2, but they were like sharing games between each other. But Nintendo wasn't supporting their game share. Now, for people who don't know what game share is, it is a program where you can link one account to two different consoles, as it were. So if you had a game on your Xbox account, you can game share with your friend who also has an Xbox, and you can give them access to your account so that they can play the game that you have on your account so that they don't have to go through the process of buying a game if they can't afford it, you know? Uh, so you can just share your account on another console. So what happened with this is that the uncle and the nephew were trying to play a game together while doing game share, but they couldn't connect. And it brings up the issue again that Nintendo was blocking game sharing between consoles. And not only that, it was supposed what they're trying to do and what the YouTuber thinks that Nintendo's trying to do. It's trying to push people into playing the Switch 2 and to move away from Switch 1, from the first Switch. Sorry. Uh People got a real problem with angry. It's not allowed in corporate society. Let's not mention all the things that you should 100% be bad about. I believe it's considered not nice. I don't know. I don't know what that's in regards to. Uh, you said most, but there is no reason to believe it's mostly game journalists unless there is proof of that. Do you ever talk about positive stuff? Sure I do. Sometimes when there's positive stuff to talk about. Uh, Anyways, I guess I'll just move on from that. But yeah, Nintendo is trying to force people away from the Switch 1 and getting onto Switch 2. And honestly, I'm not surprised with all the greedy stuff they've been doing. Them doing this is like not much of a shocker. And it's not only that they're trying to force people into, was it relying on the Switch 2? If you try to go back, okay, so what they're trying to do is trying to force your account, your Switch 1 account, and move it to Switch 2. But if you try going back and move your account from the Switch 2 back to your Switch 1 account, apparently it like totally wipes your saves. Like it totally wipes the info. So you have to start all over again. And when he said it like that, I wasn't sure if he meant like, I don't think they take away your games. I think that would be a little too excessive. But I do think that they probably wipe the memory of whatever's on your games. So then like whatever you had on there, like your achievements and stuff, would probably be totally wiped. Like a total reset of everything. So you would have to work hard to get those back, which is very annoying, especially if you're not expecting it. And that's what is annoying about this whole situation, is that it's happening, but Nintendo never made a statement about it, and not that many people seem to be talking about it. I just thought it was another skimmy, sorry, skimmy. I thought it was another scummy way of like Nintendo doing a lot of back end stuff when it comes to their new gaming console. But yeah, it's like par for the course at this point. Because PlayStation, well, I wouldn't say PlayStation, but I don't know. It's just not that surprising, especially in the way that the gaming industry is acting nowadays. Uh, on another note, Bungie's attempt to dismiss the Destiny 2. Oh, yeah, apparently, I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently, Bungie is trying to, like, make a case to. I don't know. I don't know who they're fighting, but apparently, they're in a copyright case. Was it Bungie's attempt to dismiss the Destiny 2 copyright case using YouTube videos describing vaulted elements of the game has been shut down by a judge who is not going to sit through a 10-hour lore explainer. Hold on, I got the article pulled up. Oh, shit. Sorry, I didn't make it that big. Sorry, let me shorten it for ya. Let me make it tiny. Oh, that's a polygon. God darn it. Oh, there we go. Bungie's attempt to dismiss the... Hold on. Bungie's attempt to dismiss the Destiny 2 copyright case using YouTube videos describing vaulted elements. Now, for those of you who don't know what the heck vaulted means cut content from Destiny 2. Copyright case using YouTube videos describing cut content elements of the game has been shut down by a judge who is not going to sit through a 10-hour lore dump. What was it? In October 2024, writer Matthew Kelsey Martineau accused Bungie of lifting ideas for its first Destiny 2 campaign from a story published on his blog under the pseudonym Casper Cole. While some of the ideas in question fairly generic, sci-fi elements like consciousness transfer and the use of energy failsafes to prevent disasters, both storylines involve groups called the Red Legion who use flamethrowers and trained hounds of war. Oh, that makes it even worse. Okay. It's entirely possible that's a coincidence, but Bungie is struggling to prove it since all the relevant parts of Destiny 2 are now unplayable and tucked away in the vault. Do you guys remember me talking about how Destiny wanted to lock older content in a vault and it pissed all the players off and they didn't want that to happen? Well, apparently they already did that, so... Which is weird because there was backlash for it, and then they backtracked on doing the vault thing, but then it turns out they did it anyways, so... I don't know what's going on in the Destiny community after that. Pretty sure hell broke loose. Among the many problems with live service games is the way they eat themselves, rendering parts of the game inaccessible when they're over... Okay, whoa. Among the many problems with live service games is the way they eat themselves, rendering parts of the game inaccessible when they're overridden by new material, made redundant, or just trimmed to get the install size down. In the case of Destiny 2, that began when the Beyond Light expansion launched and the original Red War campaign, as well as its 2 follow-ups, were put in the Destiny 2 content vault. New players would never get to be baffled by them, and would instead have to settle for being baffled by whatever Bungie put in their place. Doesn't that sound very, very suspicious? So we have a man who's saying that he came up with a faction called the Red Legion, and somehow Bungie also had a faction of the similar name. They both have flamethrowers and they both have dogs of war. And somehow they can't show the content. Is that what you're saying? They can't, and then instead it's a different type of enemy type that people fight in the game instead. Slightly suspect, especially when this is a court case. And they're saying that parts of the game is inaccessible because of overridden by new material, made redundant, or just trimmed to get install down. So it's hard for them to get the stuff back? Is that what you're saying? Like, this is very suspicious. So you can't show the content. Okay, that's a little sus. I'm just saying. While Bungie's always maintained that old Destiny 2 material is just sitting in the vault for now, when the lawsuit was filed, it suddenly turned out that material in the vault couldn't be restored. So they cut out content. And now it can't be restored. It just deleted itself? Is that... Or, no, it's not that they didn't delete itself. It's just making it hard to re-implement. I don't know. The engine had been updated, and it simply wasn't possible to restore the Red War. That is so strange. That is so strange that they can't show. That's just very, very suspect. I'm just saying. Oh, hi, Yosti. Welcome in. Hello. While Bungie's always instead, Bungie insisted the attached videos are the best possible way for the court to review the accused work. The videos in question included as Exhibit B, a 10-hour lore video put together by YouTuber My Name is Biff. Exhibit C is a cutscene compilation, again put together by a fan. That's a mere 2 hours and 40 minutes long. God damn. Okay. I feel like they did this on purpose. I think they did this on purpose. Because they literally could have found a shorter video that's like 10 minutes long, maybe 15 minutes long. They purposely chose a 10-hour long video. They did this shit on purpose, dude. Cutscene compilation, again put together by fan. As the Game Post reports, Judge Susie Morgan does not have time for that nonsense. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would have said, like, give it to me, find me a video that's just literally just 10 minutes. When Bungie filed a motion to dismiss the case using only citations from the Destinypedia fan wiki and ridiculously long YouTube videos, the judge disregarded it. The court will not consider the exhibits attached to defendant's motion to dismiss and will not convert the defendant's motion to dismiss to a motion for summary judgment. The decision went. There has not been sufficient time for discovery, and the attachments are admittedly of third-party origination. Their authenticity has not been established. Which means the copyright infringement court case is going ahead after all. It sure would be nice if this served as some kind of warning that sunsetting huge chunks of video games just to keep the treadmill grinding on isn't worthwhile. But given how much money the companies at was it grinding on it isn't worthwhile, but given how much money the companies at the pointy end of the live service war are making out of them, I wouldn't hold your breath. That was a good article. That was a really good article. But yeah, who would have foreseen? Hello, hello. Hi, Yosti. Oh, sorry. But yeah, who would have foreseen that cutting out your content might actually shoot you in the foot one day? Honestly, yeah, it's just very sus that they decided to like cut the content and somehow they can't get the content back. It was so weird. Moving on, sorry, got distracted. But moving on, Steam has implemented new rules to stop ads being placed into games. Now, people are like, what are you talking about, Reaver? Gaming companies haven't put ads in games. No, they haven't, but they've definitely been talking about it. And they really, really want to do that. They really want to have ad breaks in the middle of you playing video games. And we're not talking about product placements. Product placements are totally different from playing ads in the middle of... They're playing ads as if you're watching TV. And now, for those of you who don't know, back in the day when there was only cable TV, there were such thing as ad breaks between shows. And so you would have like 20 minutes of the show or 10 minutes of the show, ad breaks for 3 minutes, and then come back to the show. And that's what they want to do with games. They want you to play for like 20 minutes, ad break of like 3-minute ads, and then go back to playing your game for 10 minutes, and it's just going to be a cycle. That's what they want. They want to do that. And if any of you have been paying attention to the gaming news, EA has already experimented with this. They came, was it, I think in one of their FIFA games, they literally had some users had reported that they had ad breaks in the middle of their games. And that's kind of ironic because they're playing a video game of football and soccer and stuff, of sports, and then they have ad breaks as if it's an actual TV. But like you're actually watching a sports event. But it's annoying because it's a video game. It's not a freaking show, it's a video game. And they had ad breaks in the middle of them playing their game. And it was highly distracting, and they were very annoyed that that was even in there in the first place. Of course, you know, EA was like, oh, it was just an accident. So we were just testing some stuff, and then that happened. We're so sorry. You don't understand how much these gaming companies lie to you. You don't understand how much they lie to you, because they do. They are seeing how much they can get away with. And they're seeing how much people can catch on. Because they want to manipulate you into giving them money. That's all they care about. That's all they want, my guys. That's all they care about. That's all they want. I'm sorry that, you know, everything's not sunshine and rainbows all the time. Unfortunately, people just want you to use you for your money. I'm sorry. That is just a thing that happens. There are bad people out there. I'm sorry to say. And not all of them are your friends. But especially gaming companies. But now it's gone to the point where it looks like they actually are gonna go ahead. Well, I wouldn't say they're actually gonna go ahead. It has been, at least with EA, it's been something that they've been trying to push for a while now. And might I remind you guys, they've been trying to push games to be $100 for a while now too. And look what happened. Nintendo and now Xbox are raising their prices to almost $100 to $200. It's getting ridiculous. So Steam has implemented rules in place to stop any of this from actually happening. They're like, if you want to sell your games on Steam, they will not have disruptive, predatory ads in the game. You can have product placements as long as it's not disruptive, as long as it's not like, like obviously just it's disrupting the fun of people playing games. And that's what I love about Steam. That's what I love about, at least they're doing something to stop the greediness of video game companies, because it's getting out of hand, dude. It's getting out of hand. And the American law system isn't catching up to stop this. The EU is doing something about microtransactions. Like, other countries have rules in place to like stop predatory stuff, I would like to assume. I know in the EU they stop microtransactions. I can only hope that they bring it over to America. But it seems like other countries are doing more to try and protect consumer rights than what's happening in America. Like, companies are just taking advantage of consumers. They're just wanting to take every cent that they have. They're nickel and diming almost every, not every game, but some games nickel and dime every aspect of it to the point where it's like not even fun to play. But Steam is taking the reins. They realize how important it is for consumer rights, especially when it comes to buying a product. And I think they're fighting back more hard because gaming companies have been saying for a while now that users should get used to not owning their games. And I think that may have rankled, the CEO of Steam. Because yeah, it's like, what do you mean that I'm spending all this money on something I don't even own? Like, what's the point of that? Like, that is so vile. I hate it when they even say stuff like that. Oh my god, Saib, hi. Oh my god.
I have been waiting
Oh my god.
for a while.
I am so sorry. Was I talking over you? I'm sorry, my headset died because there was no sound coming in, so it turns off on its own.
That's why. So I'm like, as soon as I got here, I'm like, hey, I'm here. And then you kept talking. I was like, I'm here. Can you hear me? And then
No,
I
no,
listened to the replay, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not coming through.
oh, sorry. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me fix that.
Gonna might want to check to make sure that I'm coming through the
Sorry,
stream.
you're fine. You just turned down. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. That's embarrassing. But yeah, my headset was
Uh,
off. I didn't hear you. My bad.
no, that's fine. So, and thanks for yeah, it was a little bit unforeseen today, but that happens, and that's why it's good that there's two of us. So, yeah, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, the push that we're seeing for some companies to just be like full greed mode is very like discomforting when you think about it. Like it's very worrisome that we're potentially going to have these issues, and it's not like they're going away or anything like that. That's the thing that's probably the most concerning is that none of this stuff is going away. Like this stuff is all like doomed to stay here for probably quite a while, and that's like ick. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though Steam is implementing rules to negate some of this stuff, they can't stop all of it. Like,
Hmm.
even though was it, it's not like they can say that like I don't know, can they? Can they? Because like, was it companies are saying that like, oh, the moment you buy a game, you don't own it. I don't know if Steam can like have any say over that. They're just
Steam.
distributors, right? Or well, I want to say producers, but
So they can set rules on their own platform, and if you get banned off of Steam, you're like that's not a good thing. Like you've cut yourself out of like 75% of the market, like you were saying earlier. Um, but at the same time, it's like it's not necessarily that Steam could like they're other than like banning them, it's like they're not going to be able to like really stop it. But at the same time, when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, it's like oh yeah, they're trying to say you could do X, Y, and Z, and it's like that's not what's actually going on here, and that's the thing that's going to be the most scary, I think. So so yeah, that yeah, it depends. I'm not saying it right. Um, Steam's work to push back against this is going to be very helpful. Very, very, very helpful. They're not the end all and be all of the situation, but this kind of stuff is going to help immeasurably. That's a little bit better.
yeah, because it feels like no one else is doing anything about it, and it just seems like Steam's the only one who's actually taking a stand against it. You know. Now,
Yeah. And that's a big thing. Like that's obviously a big issue.
yeah. Was there anything you wanted to specifically talk about?
This week, no, there's like other than what's already on the slate because there's a ton of stuff. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I mean you covered a lot of it. Let me just go to the notes here. If I can stop selecting the wrong window. Have you ever had that where you're like you go to click on the window and it just keeps moving? Um so yeah, Steam forcing the industry to hit the pause button on this kind of forced in-game advertising or directly like it's like you're playing an adventure game like you're playing some medieval adventure game and you're about to enter the boss room and just before you go into the boss room it literally interrupts your like the first swing that the boss does on you, right? Like he winds up and he's about to hit you and then it pauses and it's like this game is brought to you by Coca-Cola. You should be drinking Coca-Cola while sitting on your butt doing nothing. Try our extra sugar kind that has twice the amount of calories and and 5 times the amount of caffeine. It'll keep you buzzed so ridiculously high. And then you think it's going to go again and then it's a Honda. Drive the latest Honda today. And you're like, "Oh my god, how much is it to skip the ads?" It's like, "You can skip these ads by buying a membership for our game platform for $49.99." and it's like, and that's per month. But if you buy a 2-year program, then it drops down to $10 a month, and you're like, well, the 2-year program is a really good deal. I guess I might as well buy that. It's like, and then you look at other stuff, and it's just like, it's an absolute nightmare. And then you get back into the game, and the boss swing hits you because you weren't prepared for it, because you totally took it, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy the pass. So you buy the pass, then you go into the boss room, and then you go in, and it's like you go up, and you're like, all right, now I'm not gonna be interrupted by the ad. The boss swings at you, pauses, an ad plays, it goes, and you're like, what the WTF? What's going on? Why am I? And it's like, this is an unskippable ad. If you want to skip all the unskippable ads as well as the regular ads, you have to buy the Premium Plus version. And the Premium Plus version is like, an extra $50 a month. But if you had bought that with the combination of the other platform, it would only cost you $300 a year instead of, this extra stuff. And it's like, it feels like that's what they're trying to push gamers into. And part of me, honestly, I don't mind. I don't mind. And you're like, what? Are you crazy? I'm like, nah. It would kill pro gaming, like the AAA game. It would kill AAA gaming so fast,
Do you think?
and all these like little indie developers would pop up overnight because people would get so sick of it so quickly. I mean, you can say, nah, that's not how things work. No, look at television. Look at how fast we went from having ads all the time on television to the first generation of team, what was it called? It wasn't Timu. No, that's that stupid Chinese garbage. It was like the Tibu. That's what it was. I think it was Tibu, where it was like you could fast forward through commercials. And my grandma, when that came out, my grandma was pushing 90 years old, and she jumped on that so fast. She learned how to skip all the ads. This is a woman who saw the Great Depression with her own eyes, who moved from famine-struck Europe pre World War I, came over to America and was like, "Oh wow, this is so much better. Look at all the plants growing here. We can eat at least half of that grass. This is like heaven, right? And then proceeded to cut out of the very earth a farm, that nobody's ever lived in or farmed in ever before. They built their first home was built out of mud. She learned how to skip ads with the complicated remote in like a week because she was sick of the ads and she was sick of that stuff. So that's the level that people would move to indie gaming. And with AI giving us the ability to, like, yes, it's bad when AI is used to like farm other people's work, but those people are doing the wrong thing. Like they're doing the wrong, like they're like the example or the that you gave about the guy who came in to get the job, and they made him do the programming, and then as soon as he was done the programming, they basically stole it from him, and then had the AI replicate his work. That dude doing it all wrong, all wrong, all wrong. He should have from the get go contacted some other developers who said, let's make our own game, let's make our own company. Why work for the big guys who are going to pay you an hourly wage when we work for ourselves and take the whole profit? Like that kind of thing is going to just explode in years to come. We're going to see like just this nonstop boom of smaller companies, and if the big companies are like, they're so dead set about making a profit irregardless of regardless of I think I used the wrong version of irregardless. Anyways, they want to do this. It's like, this is going to cost them their entire industry. Like they're going to get steamrolled so bad, and nobody is going to find this funnier than me.
Do you
It's like,
think?
this is going to be perfect.
Do you think that they'll leave in ads during professional gaming?
Well,
Like
so,
it.
so it's
You know how they do tournaments and stuff? Do you think they'll leave the ads in?
So some ads are like, you're not going to get rid of all ads, because ads are actually really important. And I mean, most of us have discovered one of our favorite games through an ad. So you never want to remove like 99% or like 100% of ads. You want to remove like 90% of ads, because it's like even 95, like 95% of ads are just garbage. Like most ads do not work on me at all. Like they just don't. And so there is a level at which like some people are like, oh yeah, this is useful information, this is not, that kind of stuff, where it's like those issues, those problems are like pretty big. But that boils down to, I think, the independent things. It's like channels, right? Like what channels, sponsorships. It's like if you're watching a YouTuber who's like doing a video and they put in a sponsorship, it's like, yeah, you can skip it, but how many of those are actually good ads versus like, the slop that you're served up on like automatic like YouTube feed, right? So that's kind of where that's coming from, I think.
Hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. EA is selective of what ads will probably run on well, I don't know why making it sound like it's a for sure thing, but I'm sure they'll be selective of what's family friendly ads to run on certain
Right.
games. That'd be interesting to like play a Dead Space and have all these monstrosities trying to eat your face, and then like have family friendly branded ads of just going across your stream, and then only to go back to the horror. That'd be interesting to experience. But yeah, I'm glad that was it Steam is doing something about it, because it's getting out of hand, guys. It's getting really freaking crazy. God. And I want people to know that I want to remind everybody that Nintendo said that they didn't have the tariffs in mind when they raised the prices of everything. They were not thinking about the tariffs at all when they raised the prices. They just thought that their products were so great that they deserve to be at higher prices. And I have to remind you, that they're saying that everything is so great. Their games are better than Black Myth Wukong. Their games are better than Elden Ring. Their games are better than was it? Oh God, was it God of War? They're saying their games are better than every previous game that came before it. That is what they're saying with these absurd prices. That is what they're saying. Don't say like, oh, that's not what they're saying. That is what they're saying. They're saying that their games are so great that they deserve to be close to $100. That is insanity. That is insanity. Because I could play better games at cheaper prices right now. Right now. I can buy games at cheaper prices and have more fun than playing a Nintendo game. Personally, me. Because I don't really play Nintendo. So I know I can have more fun than playing a Nintendo game. But you're gonna have the Nintendo fanboys be like, oh no, like, they deserve to be this high. They deserve to have all this money. I'm like, okay. Okay. Then go buy it. Go buy it and enjoy your $100 games. That's all I gotta say about that, at least. Did you have any opinions? Are you much of a Bungie fan? Did you have anything to say about the Bungie copyright case?
So yeah, I was listening to you talk about that one. They handled that poorly, like attempting to put a 10-hour video in as evidence. That was like, I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Like the court's not going to sit and listen to
I
geeks
think
talk about,
I
10
think
hours
what
worth of like lore videos.
I think what they were trying to do was like bore the judge so much with the lore dump, with and like just they're just gonna dismiss the case so they don't have to listen to any more of this. That's what I think their plan was. But thankfully the judge had a strong head on her shoulders, and she was like, "We're not listening to this. We're moving the case forward." I thought that was great. Cause like they did that shit on purpose. They easily could have just got a shorter video, easily 10-minute video, 15-minute video. Like it wouldn't have. It very short. It wouldn't have taken that long. It's YouTube. Come on, you would. Oh, what do you think about the Nintendo game sharing situation?
Well, it's dumb, right? Like it really is just stupid. Um, the fact that they never got around to it is like this is an easy win. Like, and this is what I wish that these companies would do. It's an easy win. Take the easy win so that you have more stuff to brag about. Right now, why don't they do it? Well, because it would cost them a little bit of money and they don't want to spend the money. They don't think it's the best. They think that maybe, they'll put it, if they put it down out in a console the next, in the next generation or two, then they'll be able to say, hey, you guys have been asking for this for a really long time. It's like they're wanting to hold on to their best cards till they need them, instead of just going like, oh, you guys asked for this and this is something we can do. Boom, there you
Yeah,
go.
they're drip feeding content.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
a can
it's
that's
drip feeding,
that you see that tactic happen in AAA gaming companies. You
which I
see,
wouldn't have a problem with if they gave the consoles away for free. It's like,
uh,
here's a free console. Most of the features are not unlocked. In order to unlock the features, you have to pay. It's like, okay, that would make more sense than this garbage is right now.
I mean, if they gave them out for free, something tells me that like programmers would easily like hack through those defenses and just get access to that stuff for free. Oh, that's what I think, or that's what I think they think. That's what I think they think. The corporates be like, if we just hand it out for free, they can just easily access it, and we don't want them to do that, so we're just gonna have to paywall everything. Honestly, I honestly think, we're giving them too much grace. We're giving them too much benefit of the doubt. You don't know how much gaming companies have such control over every program that goes through a game. You and people think I might be crazy saying this, but I'm not, because you have PlayStation bricking consoles because they don't like the people who play on PlayStation, so they send out some kind of code or whatever to shut down the freaking console itself. They have a lot of control over what goes on with their systems and their programs and the accounts that people link their stuff to. They have a lot of control over it. So them not allowing game sharing is 100% on purpose. They have, you don't understand. Ubisoft, well, I can't say recently, but Ubisoft got in trouble because certain, oh, I can't say certain. They came out with that Avatar game. The Avatar game where you play as giant purple aliens. Oh, sorry, not purple aliens, blue aliens, and you defend your planet against human colonists and shit. They came out with an Avatar game, and everyone got, was it blocked out of playing the game. They couldn't continue playing the game until they bought the DLC. Ubisoft made it a thing that players cannot continue playing the game unless they shill out money for a $30 DLC. They do this stuff on purpose. I'm trying not to curse so much, but they're doing this stuff on purpose, guys. It's actually it's crazy how much control they have over this stuff. So no, I'm not surprised that Nintendo is pushing people away from Switch 1, which is, in my opinion, the better console, and pushing it to was it the Switch 2? There's they they really think that, whatever. Okay. They just implemented the chat feature when the chat feature has been in console gaming for many years. They're acting like that's like the like a really new feature that everyone should be excited about. I'm just saying that they're like just they're so far behind on the gaming console arena that it's just. And then they have the cojones. They have the cojones to say you have to shell out like $500 for their crappy. Now they have to shell out $500 for the new console, but then you have to pay like an extra $20 to subscribe. It's a subscription to use their chat feature to talk to people. I always get heated talking about Nintendo, my bad. Oh, did you have anything
Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair.
you have anything to say about like the Nintendo sorry, not Nintendo. Grand Theft Auto 6?
So there's probably not going to be a delay with it because
Mhm.
they. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Borderlands for a second
Oh,
because
no.
Borderlands.
I don't care
There's
about
not going to be a
Borderlands.
delay with Borderlands. Will there be another delay with Grand Theft Auto? That is highly likely. It is very likely that we might see another. I said that wrong again. There's a decent chance, so like a middle of the road chance that we'll see another delay. And if that does happen, that's a bad sign. But I have my reasons for why they did the first delay into next year. And I think it's pretty clear when you think about it. I'm pretty sure we know why that's the case. So yeah, it's an interesting thing for sure. But no, we won't see another delay. What does this mean for the quality of the game? Well, I hope it's going to go up. And I think honestly, they're changing some of the content in it. I think that's why they did this move, and we'll see when it comes out next year.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Like the last time the game was this hyped, it came out bricking everyone's. Well, I wouldn't say. Okay, I'm being
Hmm.
hyperbolic. It bricked some small percent of people's consoles. It was bugged out to hell. It barely even played on the systems that it was meant to be played on. I think only PlayStation was unaffected. I can't remember who, like, it affected PC gamers and it affected Xbox gamers. But yeah, like, I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. I think it's Rockstar, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
Rockstar. I think Rockstar has a better understanding, unlike some companies, of like delaying games, even though there's big hype for it. Uh, Honestly, I think they're gonna use this time to like, if it's not already finished as it is, I feel like they're just gonna hammer some bugs out and like actually try to make the game as perfect as possible, which I can respect. Do you think this game deserves the $100 price tag?
No, I don't. I think very few games deserve that, and it's definitely not deserved without it having some kind of like open beta. Like if Larian would have asked for $100 for Baldur's Gate 3, I would have paid it because I just spent like 2 years playing the beta, behind the early access, and I could see that it was worth it, 100%. Whereas with these kinds of games, what they're asking is they're asking us to shell out a lot of money for this stuff, but they're not giving us any direct reason to support them in that way. So I don't know.
Mm. I mean, that's fair because you, at least with Baldur's Gate 3, you knew what quality you were getting because it was out in early access. And so people were like, "Oh my god, this is actually pretty good quality gaming." Grand Theft Auto is more of a we won't know until you get past the paywall. So I know some people
Mhm.
are going to, especially some bigger streamers and YouTubers, are going to bite the bullet and pay that an exorbitant price. So we can just take their words on it. But yeah, I don't know. I assume it's going to be a good game because Rockstar has a good track record of releasing good games. Uh, yeah, I think honestly, I don't know. We'll see. But then again, it's like, was it Grand Theft Auto 5 is like a pretty big game, and that was like $60. Is that $60? GTA 5. Because
I
I
can't
Grand
remember the original price point,
Theft.
but I'm pretty sure it was like
Oh yeah, the
up there.
enhanced dude, the enhanced edition. Did they lower the prices? Enhanced edition is $14 right now on PC on Steam. That is such a steal.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a sale.
Oh yeah, it's at 50%. 50%. It's $29.99. $29.99. Hmm. I don't know if they're lowering the price to make to like garner some like their previous was it Red Dead Redemption 2 was like $60. Red Dead Redemption is like $50. And these aren't, I don't think these are on sale. This is just the prices that they have right now. I don't know. I feel like they're maybe lowering the prices to garner some type of consumer trust, but I really hope. I wouldn't be surprised if they bite the bullet and raise the price, the base price to 100 or maybe $80. But I'd be surprised if they sell it at a cheaper price. I'd be really surprised. I don't know. Like the last two games that came out to $50, they're doing like really well. I don't know. We'll see. The price war has begun. Are you surprised about Xbox raising their prices?
No, not really. Like I knew this was going to happen eventually.
I was surprised. I didn't think they would raise the prices like at all. I didn't think that that was a factor for Microsoft at all because they kind of gave up on the console wars because I thought so I was like they're raising the prices like they still have a skin in the game? Like what? They think they're still
yeah,
relevant?
yeah. I th- yeah, I think it's well, I think that for the most part we haven't seen and this is a fair argument. We haven't seen an increase in prices overall for a very long time. And so when they talk about this, yes, this is true. What should they do about it? Should they jack up the prices? No, I don't think they should have jacked up the prices now. I think they realistically should have put the prices up $1 every 3 or 4 years for the past few years, for the past like 20 years. I think that that would have been fair, and I think that that makes more sense. Um, but the way that they're doing it now in this moment, it's like a lose-lose situation. It's a lose for the customers, and it's a lose for them ultimately because it's just going to fuel their opposition that don't do that. And so they're doing this, and I think, and again, it's like it's bad timing because like prices haven't gone up. If they came out and demanded that the current government in most of these countries that they sell in, that they bring back the deduction for entertainment, because you used to be able to deduct your entertainment, not a lot, but you used to be able to deduct your entertainment. So you used to be able to say, hey, we went to the movies once a month, here's all my receipts, here's what I'm claiming, and then you would get a portion of that money back. It wasn't even 100%, it was just like a portion of it. um, but then that has been taken away in most countries. So what they should do is they should stump for that. They should use all their stupid political connections in governments all around the world to say mandate at least a bare minimum of $100 at like a 20 or 40 or 50 or 100% rate, whatever you want, where you get that money back, for entertainment costs, or equivalent thereof. If they had done that and then they had like made significant pressure on that, then they say, ladies and gentlemen, we have to raise rates because we haven't raised them for this long. Here's what's costing us to make an average game today. Here's what it costed us to make an average game 20 years ago. I think if they had done that, nobody would have like any serious problems. Everybody would be like, oh, okay, fair is fair. All right, okay, they saved us $100 and or $200 a year, and they're asking us essentially to pay like $150 more a year. Okay, technically it's a win for me. All right, whatever. Right? And that
Yeah.
would have been a total win. But because they didn't think to argue the points, like yes, is it accurate to say that the cost of making games has gone up? Well, yes, everything has gone up. Have you seen the price of living bills and expenses these days? Of course the prices have gone up. But what do we do about it? That's the question. It's like, well, you can't just charge them a whole bunch of money and just go, just deal with it. It's like, no, that's not what we want to hear either. So, yeah, I
Hmm.
think I think overall it would have been smarter if they had delayed it, waited, and then, done something like that in a smart way. But because they're like, no, we must do this now. It's like, okay, now this just comes across as greedy, and you don't really have our backs as gamers. So yeah, no, we're done.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, did you have any opinions about like the Oblivion remake?
I still haven't actually gotten into it yet. I've been wanting some mods to come out, and there's been a lot of really good mods, and they fixed one of the bigger issues, which was the um, DLS or whatever it was wasn't working properly on PCs. Apparently, that's fixed. In There's a couple of mods for that, and then there's some fixes that they've been slowly rolling out to the Xbox, I think. Um, and then there's a couple other things that I'm waiting for because I wanna, I wanna play it once, but I want to play it at least once. I should clarify. I want to play it at least once again because I never actually got to finish the game when I played it originally because I played it originally and I didn't really have a lot of time to play. I never owned Oblivion. I played it at other people's places and stuff like that. Um, because by the time I did, Skyrim was out and I just played Skyrim. So, obviously that's better. But there's a couple of mods from the Oblivion era that are like super popular. And I sort of do really want to wait for some of them to come out. Um, that increases the RPG mechanics, that reworks the stat rolls and the stat and what stats affect, because I'd like to play with something that is a little bit more RPG, like not just like an action RPG, which is what Skyrim's more of an action RPG. Yeah, so it's like that's what I'm more interested in, but we'll wait and see how that goes.
Yeah. Oh, did you have any commentary on the Microsoft 30% AI?
Um, so we talked about this ages ago with Max, um, when Activision came out and said that they were using AI to do a whole bunch of stuff. The stuff that Activision, and I mean, again, they really handled the marketing really poorly on this. Like they royally dropped the ball and screwed things up. But basically, how they handled it originally is they were saying that they were going to do, that they were hiring these things. And when you dug into it, basically the AI was doing a bunch of work that nobody wants to do because it's extremely tedious and it doesn't actually like nothing you can't show anything for it. Not really. like especially with the graphical like mesh twisting. It's like basically it's like buttoning up the mesh inside of like the a character's ear.
Hmm.
Why do you have to do it? Because if you don't and there's a slight graphical glitch, you get those crazy like lines coming out of the head that look really bizarre and you know horrific and stuff like that. Um and nobody wants to do that because when you take a picture and you say, "Hey, see what I did here on this image?" Oh, what did it look before? Well, it looked like this before, and it's the same picture. You can't tell the difference. It's like I can't tell the difference. Yeah, because the work I did was inside. It's like nobody likes doing that job, and it's extremely tedious. So they got an AI program that does the same thing, and then they're able to take those artists doing that and put them on things that actually matter. And in to be fair, in I have a friend at Blizzard who kind of like walked me through it. It's like this is how they've been able to like pick up production level without actually like having like a whole bunch of new hires because they stopped wasting their time on stuff that you couldn't really see and only really mattered in some cases because an AI was doing that stuff now and it was garbage work anyways. So
Hmm.
it's like it's essentially like buying a Roomba for the office. It's like the room is going to go through and pick up all the dirt and garbage so that somebody else doesn't have to do that later, you know, later in the day or whatnot. And then they can make that person instead of like doing the basic vacuuming, maybe they could straighten out and like make the front look better because, or paint a new section of the office because it's needed that for a while. And it's like it's that's a bit of a poor example, but it's essentially the same thing, right? Like it's like they're not firing anybody and replacing them with AI. They're bringing in AI to do a lot of the work that people don't even like to do. People want to like design a character or design a weapon or a piece of armor or something like that. They
Hmm.
don't want to tie up loose ends of graphical stuff for equipping items onto a character that again an AI could do like and it would do the exact same way that a human would and you know again it's like do you want to resize armor pieces onto a character or do you want to design your own armor? I think everybody would say anybody who's an artist would want to design the new armor. They don't want to fix a mesh of an armor that they didn't make to fit it onto a character that only a handful of people are going to play because it's like Elder Scrolls and you got like 50,000 different combinations of characters that you can play. Not that many, obviously, but you know that's the point. It's like why do X when you could do A, right?
Yeah.
Everybody looks at A because it's the first letter and it's cool and it's big. It's like that's what they're doing. So I'm 100% for doing that. I think all of the
Yeah,
companies could
using it as
try to
a
save a
tool.
lot of labor. Yeah, and they're utilizing it as a tool to do things that normal people don't want to do either. It's like if I'm, you know, if I have to work at, I don't know, let's pick
I mean,
something really
Savan
basic.
also
If I,
also said about implementing AI as a tool, like doing
mhm,
the grunt work that most people don't want to do. And then he's saying he's not doing it to like replace people. He's doing it because he's trying to get the programmers to focus more on stuff that needs more focus, you know, like story and character progression and like more of the nitty gritty stuff that is more important to was it have the game running while
mhm,
while you always have like, you know, I'm not a tech expert, I'm just gonna say some tech things like I think I know what I'm talking about, but like junk code and stuff like that, like have the AI process it instead of having someone who's important to the group focus on it. Does that make sense? Like have the AI do it instead. Like doing like sorting through junk code, like maybe pointing out faults in codes or bugs here and there. I don't know. They're just said that he's just using the AI to as a tool to help and not as a tool to replace people, which I really
right,
respect. And if it's Sven doing it, I trust the man because obviously he has gamers uh uh integrity. Sorry, I was like, what is that word? He has gamers integrity. You know, he has such integrity himself that he's like he has the support of the
yeah,
gamers. Is what I'm trying to say.
right,
Uh oh. In regards to the AI talk, someone asked if Power World was using AI. Apparently, Nobody has shown evidence of Palworld using AI. Rather, the CEO has a history of talking about AI and has a previous title where AI was the theme. People have just taken that unrelated fact and decided that therefore Palworld must be AI generated. So it's not, apparently there's no evidence of it. Literally, you could have just taken a Pokemon fan who's just a big fan of Pokemon and who's a big artist and just have them have like Pokemon esque features, but it's their own design. Like they could have literally just gotten a random person off the internet, or maybe one of the devs was just a big fan of Pokemon and they just had them make Pokemon esque designs. I don't know. But as far as we know, there has not been evidence of AI being used in the game. It's just that the CEO is just a big fan of AI. Look, I'm not against AI. It's just I know big companies are going to use it for their wicked ways. AI is a pure I see AI as a pure help bot that is so cute and innocent. It just wants to help. And then you have CEOs who are like, "Oh, let's corrupt this thing and make it work like it's 100 hours 100 hours every day." Does that make sense? No, but they're gonna find a way for it to happen. But like overwork a robot because it's a robot. Who cares about a robot? It's like and then just replace people with robots because robots can do it faster, right? And it's like they're going to use it for nefarious means. I'm just saying. Uh, if they can find a way, they're going to do it. Literally, when I think that the gaming industry can't stoop to a new low, they stoop to a new low. So, I'm just saying. Do you think it's possible? Or do you think, do you, and if it is possible, do you think that gaming companies will try to use AI to replace programmers for games? I think
They'll
it's,
try.
I think it's
Like
possible.
that's
Well, I don't think they'll make it
I think that's
far.
inevitable.
I don't think they'll make it far, but I think they'll definitely try to replace programmers with AI. I think it's definitely going to
Yeah.
happen because they're greedy a-holes.
Yeah, no, it's highly likely that like they're going to try and replace them at some point. And that's obviously where it's like, all right, yeah, that like, and again, it's like, if it's like it's like people like talking about the artists, so with AI, or utilize any kind of person, right? Like you used to employ people to like go down to the creek, get a bucket of water, walk at a kilometer back up a hill into the city, and pour it into a trough, and then that was their day doing that, 10 times a day. It's back-breaking, brutal work, and and then somebody creates a pipe, and they go, "We could suck water from the river and put it up into town." And a bunch of people are, what are all the water carriers going to do? And again, it's like every possible example of this going forward, from threshing wheat to grinding wheat into flour to horses and buggies. I know I went really far back in time with the one, to all of this stuff. It's like, yes, so many people are saying like, well, what about, like, this isn't good. There's a big movement for anti AI art, and it's like, you guys are going to lose this argument. Like please understand, I don't want you to lose your work or your livelihood, but you're going to lose this argument at some point for what can be done with the tools that you have. And at some point, you just have to say, okay, we understand and we totally get this, that this is a thing, and that we have to, we have to have some level of like, fair is fair kind of like moving thing. And if we can make that, more beneficial to people, like that's way better than not having it being beneficial. So yeah, there's of course there's a big concern about that. Of course there is. But again, it's like how we do that, it's anybody's guess, as far as like like how things are going to turn out in the future. In the meantime, learn to use technology to your advantage. And this is what I tell everybody. It's like, learn to use the technology that brings you more into a competitive role with the current big players in the world. It's like, I think everybody should have the right and the ability to invest into co-ops, whether that co-op is selling you groceries, gasoline, energy, internet services, or cars. It's like, that is 1,000 times better than just kind of like having a kind of this blase, like, well, I guess whatever, right? It's like, that's not good. That's not healthy. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what we want. So how do you go about doing that? How do you go about, fixing that? And the question is like, well, we don't rightly know yet, but it's clear that we're going to get there at some point. So yeah, it's concerning, of course.
And
So so
yeah.
there's no direct easy answer to this at all.
Yeah. And to go back to when I was talking about, like, was it gaming companies replacing people with AI and stuff? That's not a guarantee. I know I made it seem like that was a guarantee. No, that was just what they hope to happen. That's what they plan to happen. That's what they want to happen. But that's not a guarantee that that's actually going to happen. Uh,
Mhm.
these, like I said, these gaming companies are losing money fast, and they're going to start cutting employees that they think are not important. And if they can get away with it, replacing with them with AI. And if they can replace everybody with AI, they're going to try. You bet your buns they're going to try. I just wanted to say, like, but it's not a definitive, but they do want that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the definitely the danger area of technology. Um, this is a big danger area, and some people, they kind of realize this, and they're talking about the warnings of it. It's like, can every corporation and company in the world replace all of their workers with AI? Yes. Would you have any customers if you did that? No, you wouldn't, because nobody on the planet, aside from big company owners, would have the means to buy anything. So you have to be like so careful with that. You have to go, okay, so we can't do that just willy-nilly. Like we can't commit to that path and just go, oh yeah, we're gonna go do this, and this is gonna be like this is the future, blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, probably no. This would probably not be a healthy idea. This probably wouldn't, fix any problems, that kind of stuff. So it's a question of like, well, what do we do about that, going forward? And it's like, well, I don't know. We'll see, obviously, because that is the height of the difficulty of the problem. So,
Yeah.
perfect world, it's like, well, then they all pay taxes, and then the taxes are divvied up evenly amongst every single person, and every single person gets an AI that helps them to understand how best to utilize the money that they get from the government, and the money that they get from the government is enough for them to make more than enough to live on. So they're making more than enough to live on, if they're spending and if they're budgeting correctly. And then if they do that for long enough, then they can actually get to the point where they start to develop, an increased capability of long-term, wealth generation and protection. It's like, okay, that's probably a good idea. Like, then everybody would just get slowly richer and richer. That's a utopia idea that I don't think, for the record, 100% can't be done by humans. Like, has to be done by essentially an AI that is like foolproof, can't game the system. It's completely fair. Everybody agrees to the rules. It's very like open ended. You can see what's going on, and then there's a way to like, lobby for like, proper treatment and stuff like that if there's any issues, and blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, it's like that would probably be the best scenario that we could hope for, essentially.
Yeah. Unfortunately, humans don't work that way. I wish people were
Yeah, like I said,
selfless, but
like
not
yeah,
most people are not selfless. So
yeah, exactly. And that's the issue with that is like, well, yeah, there's not really a way that we can make that that work without without some serious pressure on existing systems that I don't know if we're going to be able or capable of doing in the future.
yeah.
So yeah, well, that will be tricky. That will be very, very tricky.
Uh, what were your thoughts on Overwatch 3 becoming a mobile game?
Um, I heard about that, and my initial reaction with that is that's hilarious and probably not accurate.
Don't you guys own phones? Don't you guys want to
Right.
play mobile games on phones? And I never really understood the mobile game trend until I realized how much money China and Korea make off of mobile games. And I was like, "Oh, now I see why people are pushing for mobile games. Is because you make a lot of money on mobile games. And it's not that people buy the games on mobile. It's because there's microtransactions in the games. Don't you want to buy that cool skin? Don't you want to buy these cool characters? Don't you want to like pull and maybe get a 50-50 chance? Well, let's be honest. These pulls are rigged against you. Don't you want to try doing an 80-20 chance of you getting this character? 80 being against you, might I add. Not it's easy for you to get these characters. No, no, no. That they'd lose a lot of money off of that. No. They wanted to make it as hard as possible for you to get these characters when you make pools. And when for those of you who don't know what pools are, it's when you pay money, and then it's like a what do you call it, it's like a gambling machine. It's like you're pulling a lever, and then you have like a 80-20 chance of you getting like a lucky number to get the money at, like, to get the jackpot. So when you make a pull for a character, you're gonna have like a 80-20 chance, 80 being against you, to pull it to get the character that you want from a randomized digital pool, I guess. But yeah, um, you don't think it's real? Is it just a rumor? I wouldn't be surprised if Overwatch 3 is a mobile game.
No, nothing surprises me at this point. Certainly not Overwatch 3 being primarily a mobile game. Um, like, didn't they just add, or is it like they're adding third person perspective because Marvel Rivals does, and turns out people want to actually see the skins, and it's like this is I said this like how long ago? Like this is ridiculous. This is I'm so irritated. Like
The reason why they didn't do
take this
anything
out.
about it is because they knew how strong of a pull they had on the was it multiplayer shooter genre.
Right,
They
yeah, yeah,
they
that's
knew how
the
much they had, so they could ignore whatever they wanted to ignore, and they do whatever they wanted to do because they had the power. People
hmm
can bitch
hmm
and moan for whatever content that they wanted, but it was literally up to Overwatch if they implemented it or not. And most of the time, they ignored the fans crying for something, just anything that is actually good. And then, lo and behold, Rivals comes out and does things, at least it did things that the customers actually wanted, that they were asking Overwatch to do for so many years. Of course, everyone jumped ship from Overwatch to Rivals. But then Rivals started implementing Overwatch issues, and then now everyone's going back to Marvel Rival. Oh, sorry, everyone's going back to Overwatch. It was just a weird back and forth. But
hmm
apparently, so ever since Rivals came out, all of a sudden, Overwatch had like an overnight flash of inspiration of making all this cool content and coming out with all these cool characters, these cool modes, these cool maps, these cool gears. Like, All of a sudden, overnight, it's like they suddenly come out with all this new stuff. And now it's actually pretty fun and pretty decent to play. And then you have Marvel Rivals, and it's gotten to the point where they're doing the same mistake that Overwatch did, and they're focusing more on individual plays instead of making it a team based game, even though it is a team based game. Like, they're focusing point systems instead of it being like all around if your team did well, like how much, okay, your score as a team, that was how ranking was. I think maybe the goddamn, everyone keeps saying season 0, season 1, season 2. I don't know what season 0 was, but everyone said that the ranking system started with overall team play. The scoring system was based off of that. But then they implemented the Overwatch mistake, which was individual scoring. And that's what killed it, even though it's a team based game. You're supposed to work as a team. But for some reason, when it comes to ranking, it only matters like individual scores now. And it's just so dumb to me because it doesn't even make sense. Because, like, if it was like, if it was like a battle royale, that would make sense. But no, it's a team co-op game, and it just doesn't make any sense for them to do individual scoring on a team-based format. But anyways, that's what Overwatch did. Apparently, Overwatch rolled that back, so hopefully Rivals will roll this back as well and go back to team-based scores and not individual scores. It really messed up, apparently, the scoring system. But then it came to my attention that Rivals, as mechanically as a whole, isn't well, I wouldn't say stacked, isn't well built. Yeah. Someone pointed out the mechanical failures of Rivals as a whole, and I was like, oh. And so they're gonna have to, apparently, if they really want the game to work well balanced, they're gonna have to reshape the whole thing. And I'm like, ooh. And so yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. So yeah, it's gonna be definitely growing pains for Rivals. Sorry, I really like Rivals. I really like Marvel Rivals. It was really fun to play, but now it's not getting fun to play, so now I'm upset. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Saib?
Don't think so. I think we're good.
Um, so there was a lot of was it voice actor drama going on? I don't know if you saw, like with the
Yes, the
SAG-AFTRA
yes, the SAG
union.
stuff. Oh, I feel sorry for some of the people who are. First of all, I feel sorry for the people who are caught in the middle and were not aware of this kind of stuff. So there's some voice actors who filled positions while the strike was going on. They didn't even know about the strike thing, and because the union isn't that prevalent in that country, so it's not like, it's not like they were aware of what was going on directly. It would have been like they would have to go more or less out of their way to discover that. um, Unions are important. I'll say that for sure. Like, unions are important. The way that unions operate now have gotten problematic in some cases, and they are run like miniature criminal agencies in other, obviously lesser well known cases. Not saying that it's a prevalent problem. Nobody who's been doing this, who's been very outspoken against this current SAG actor strike, very few of the very outspoken people are doing anybody a favor. They're coming across as arrogant psychopaths who look down on all of the people around them and assume that they're all just useless, incompetent ne'er do wells who don't deserve a voice in the industries and things that they're talking about, which is not good. Like, let's like this. This is not. good. This is not a helpful thing. This is cause for concern in most cases, and we shouldn't be doing this kind of like stupidity because nobody benefits off of this stuff. So I'll
Yeah.
say that for sure right from the get go. It's like this is very sad. I don't like seeing this happen because all the people that are like having all these issues, like they're just going to end up, they're just going to keep dealing with these problems, and it's not healthy. Um, so yeah, yeah, that's not good. Um,
Um.
as far as like what to do about it, it's like SAG needs to learn how to like communicate properly. like like the fact that they handled this so poorly is just like it's just gross and sad on so many levels.
Um.
So yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people say that unions are good and they help protect people, but in my experience, I'm not saying all unions do this. I'm actually support the employees. But other unions are also really bad. There's such thing as
Mhm.
bad unions, and it really sucks to say that, but it's true. There's some unions that block you from having access to things. And it's kind of BS, honestly, but it happens. Uh, but yeah, and SAG-AFTRA, unfortunately, for some of the stuff I've heard that goes on with SAG-AFTRA, they're pretty bad union. If you don't pay premium coverage, or if you don't pay for like top membership, like they won't cover your insurance. Like apparently like a good chunk of their union members lost out on a hospital like coverage for hospital bills and stuff because they weren't like paying premium. And I'm like, what is this, a subscription service? Like, what? This is supposed to be a union. What do you mean you have to like pay money to gain access to
Mhm.
be in a union? Like, it's so weird. Like, yeah. And then people are like, no, SAG after is actually really good for people, and it's like it just doesn't seem like it. But what do I know? I'm not in a union, so
Yeah. I've been in a couple of unions through my life, and none of them have been very helpful to me at all. So I'll say that like straight up, I've had nothing but bad experiences with the vast majority of unions that I've dealt with, and that's not very fun. Obviously, that's not very fun to deal with. That's kind of gross and icky. Um, but yeah, and I wish that wasn't the case because have I been used and abused by employers? 100%. Yes, like 100%. I have been. I have had I had one supervisor who just took money from my paycheck and put it on theirs. And by the time I
wow.
found out about this and could do something about it, the time like to make the appeal was already passed. And I didn't have any protections to ensure that. And I'm not saying that unions would actually do any better in actually protecting that. A lot of unions are run by people who don't even understand technology these days, and so they'd be sitting there going, "Oh, I don't know, how do we prove that?" It's like, yeah, sure, they might fight like a pit bull, but are they actually capable of giving you the help that you need? That's the other question, and the answer to that is probably, sadly, no. So So yeah, it's like there's pros and cons to each side of it. The communication, the transformational communication about this has just been an absolute dismal, abysmal thing. It has not done very well. Nobody's doing it right. Nobody's communicating well their sides at all well, and people are largely disinterested in the argument. It's like I heard Asmongold talking about it, and it's like I don't care. Like none of this stuff is something I care about. And somebody might go, "Oh, what a horrible man that he's not immediately engrossed in the importance of this issue." And it's like I'm well knowledge of this issue, and I barely have the a level of interest to keep this going myself. And it's like, why is that? Well, why is that? Because they have not, sorry, hiccups. They have not
Mm,
communicated this well at all. Period, and that's not good.
yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, you can only hope it gets better, right? Like,
Hmm.
I mean, I usually try and say, I hope it gets better. Um, I know some unions are good. I'm not saying all unions are bad. I know some unions are good, but in the case of SAG-AFTRA, like, it's not a good union, guys. And the weird push saying that it is so
Hmm.
disingenuous, especially to the people who have to suffer under the union. Like, that's just a little messed up, guys. It's a little messed up. I'm just saying. But we're not in SAG-AFTRA, so we shouldn't have an opinion on it because it's not like we're voice actors and we know what's going on in the industry. Those are legit uh defenses of
That's
SAG-AFTRA.
not talking points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
and
are actual
again,
documents. They're like,
very poorly handled.
you can't have an opinion. You're not a voice actor. You're not under
Uh,
SAG-AFTRA. You don't know how good SAG-AFTRA has been for voice actors. You're not in the industry. You don't understand. It was like, okay, but I care about my voice actress. I care about my voice actors. I want them to be paid fairly and be treated well, even under a union that says that they're going to treat them well and they're not treating them well. So that makes me upset. I don't know. But yeah. Uh, I don't know if there's like a weird contract that makes them have to stay in SAG-AFTRA. I mean, that would suck, but hopefully they're not contractually obligated to stay there. I don't know. If you're
uh,
if you're a voice
it's
actor and
really
you're
hard to leave. Yeah, it's really
yeah,
hard to leave a union once you're in it.
ugh, that's disgusting. I don't like that. I don't like that something predatory like forces you to stay. I hate that. I like my autonomy, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't trust SAG, um, because it's been around for a really long time, and they haven't been pushing back against the stupidity in Hollywood for a very long time. So I kind of like I really don't trust them implicitly. Do I trust the rest of Hollywood? No, I trust them less. So like like you cannot like I cannot emphasize how little I trust Hollywood. It's like they are genuinely vile people, in most cases. And I am mostly I'm not talking about the average everyday worker, the grip, the lighting guy, the electrician. I'm mostly talking about like the big upper people in Hollywood who are so self-interested that they think that in the middle of the pandemic that singing a song would make everybody happier and stuff like that.
And
And
not
there were
just
some,
not just a song about
yeah,
giving up your hard-earned wealth and giving up
exactly.
your material things.
And there are of course a lot of hypocrites in Hollywood. I will also say that there's a lot of people who are not hypocrites in Hollywood. And these people don't get the same light of day because well, in so I know there's this one Hollywood guy, very famous actor, puts his money where his mouth is all the time, but he doesn't broadcast it. So he'll go and he'll help a charity that deals with like kids who are running away from abusive homes. It's like one of the most important charities that you can do, right? And they are shoveling millions of dollars to these guys, but they don't ever broadcast it. Why? Because if they broadcasted that, they help the thing try and raise money, right? Like they do that, but they don't broadcast that they're giving money. Why? Because then it's not really you're not really doing it for them. You're doing it to get praise of like, oh, aren't you a wonderful person? And
Mm-hmm.
so naturally, whenever there's this kind of line of thought, of course, there's people who are going to be like, oh, um, why? Like I would, I don't hear about this. Why don't I hear about this? It's like if I heard about that, that would be good. It's like, well, but then that violates the whole point of like giving, charitably, like, and not, standing up on a, there was a time in history that when somebody was about to give money to charity, a bunch of people would blow horns and everybody would wave and go, "Look, I'm about to give this money to charity. Aren't I a wonderful person?" And then everybody would stand around and clap and go, "Yay, what a wonderful person." And then they would give the money to charity, and then they would step down, and it's like that's not a good system. That is a very bad system. So we don't want that kind of a system, nor do we want a system in which, like, the only thing you ever see are all the bad apples proclaiming how good and wonderful
I
they
mean,
are when in fact they're all
it
terrible.
reminds me of that one, because this happened on Instagram, or was it TikTok? I can't remember. One of the big platforms, but there was a couple who found a homeless man and they decided to like treat him well and stuff, and people donated money to take care of the homeless man, and then only to find out later on that the couple like staged the whole thing. And I can't remember, I think the homeless man was like they said that they were going to give the homeless man the money, but they never did. So I can't, like, they said that they were going to they told the guy they're going to make a video about him and stuff and like raise money for it. But then they never gave the money to the man anyways. And so it's just, they kept the money for themselves and stuff. And then it just became a huge thing online. But that's what it reminds me of. That like
Mhm.
incentivizes good behavior, but in an inauthentic way. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it,
and
it's
that's a huge problem.
yeah,
Yeah,
like all those YouTube videos of people like, I'm gonna go give food out to the homeless, and so they like record themselves giving food out to the
yeah,
homeless and
going
stuff.
out and
And like that is a good thing to do, but then you
uh,
just make millions off of it, and it's like, are you gonna continue doing the good thing? I don't know. Like, was it
mhm,
just a
mhm.
one-off thing so you can make money off of it? Like, I don't know. It just questions.
I love the people who, I mean, it's such a problem. And I could complain about this for days. Um, Overall, I will say that SAG is like, obviously everything has been going wrong here. There's so many problems in so many directions, and I wish there was a solution for it. I wish there was a fix for it. We probably won't see this, anytime soon, and that sucks because it sucks, obviously. Um, so yeah, what can we do about it? And it's like I have no idea.
Hmm. Well, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Um, no, I'm good.
All right.
Sorry about getting here late. It was a
Oh, you're fine.
random crazy day.
You're fine. You're here. You're here now. That's what counts.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I
So
guess.
summer games. We're entering summer game seasons now. We've got a ton.
Yay.
There's I'm looking forward to. I've got a whole bunch of games that I'm looking forward to playing. And I will say 100%. My mouth is so dry right now. I can barely speak English. It's been
Oh
like this
yeah.
all day. I don't know what's going on. I had some tea that I think maybe was not the greatest. Um, but I all of the games that I'm looking forward that are like I was just looking at my list, and it's like most of them are indie games right now.
I mean, yeah. Indie
Yeah,
games. Hell yeah.
yeah, most of them are indie games. Um, Looking forward to Rail Gods of Hysteria. It's in early access right now. It's like a survival based building Lovecraftian world. It's got multiplayer, so I think you and I could probably totally play that and probably pull in like Polly's because he's all about the Lovecraftian Slanesh stuff. Dune Awakening. That's not a indie game. That's supposed to be coming out in like a month or two. Um,
Oh yeah. I heard about
I
that.
have
I mean, it
no
looks
idea.
pretty
I have no
interesting.
idea. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I don't know how. We'll see where it
I thought
goes.
I thought it was Dune Awakening. I thought it was gonna be a single player game, but no, it's an MMO, and that like really turned me off to it. But I saw some
Yeah.
people do some gameplay, and it looks really interesting. So yeah, I'm a little interested. I'm still kind of interested. Still on my wish list. I haven't taken it off. So yeah, it looks really pretty. I don't know. It could be fun.
Still keeping my eye on Menace,
Wait, can you
Project
romance people in the
Haven.
game?
In which game? Dune?
Yeah, I don't think so.
There are AI characters that are in the game, so I don't know. That's a good question. I kind of doubt it. I honestly kind of doubt it.
Ooh, character
Um,
creator. Ooh, you can download it for free.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
can
yeah.
request
Well,
early
if you hide,
access.
yeah.
I want
I
access to the
haven't had
beta.
the time, so I have not requested early access. So, um, then
God,
there's some.
everything's going into early access nowadays.
Well, in some cases, this is a good thing. Like I've been having fun with Mecha Break. I think that's the demo for Mecha Break. I like Mecha Break has been fun. I have enjoyed it. I haven't been able to play more than like 10 hours, but out of the 8 or so hours that I've played, it's actually pretty good. Um, we've got some interesting games. Steel Seed, that looks like a fun game. I'm not super like convinced of that one yet. Dispatch looks interesting. It's like a comedy game that's hilarious. I'm gonna look forward to that one. Uh, Forsaken Realms, Variance Call. Oh yeah. This is due out this year. Looks interesting. Uh, Rune Fencer Illyria or Lilia. There's no R in there. Um, into the Dead side scroller. That looks interesting. Uh, Steel Hunters is out in early access. That has been a lot of fun too. I have enjoyed a lot of that. Um, AI Limit. I've heard a lot about this game. I am looking forward to that. Um, yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. And oh, is AI Limit out? Oh, it did come out. Oh, for crying out loud! It actually did release. So it's out right now. Um, Very positive. Wow, this released in March. How did I not know this released in March? It has 20,000 very positive reviews on it.
Wow.
This wow, I'm the color me impressed. Like, yeah, okay. This looks like an interesting game. It's kind
That,
of like Dark Souls meets yeah, it's like a Dark Soulsy kind of like RPG type game.
mm.
So, interesting. Yeah. It's on my list. I'll get around to it when I can get around to it. More time to play games. I'm gonna have a vacation at some point in the near future. I'm gonna get a vacation, and it's gonna be very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leg Steel and
Wait, this is a
Sorcery.
Tome game?
That's been a fun game.
I'm gonna add that to the wish list. I thought this was a scary game. Apparently, it's an Atome game. I was like, oh, okay. I like it for
Airborne Empire.
no particular reason. I'm so glad Jamuse isn't here. Sheesh, and I thought that my gaming library, there's like a whole bunch of games I haven't played yet. And then I look at my
Oh,
wish list,
Atomic.
and then I look at my wish list, and it's just hundreds of games I've wish list that I do want to play. And I'm like, oh God.
Mm-hmm. There's a new character out for Atomic Picnic. Atomic Picnic is a fun game. I wish I knew people who wanted to play it with me.
Atomic
It's
Picnic?
like a yeah, so it's like a what so it's a third person shooter that uses elements from Vampire Survivors to play round by round. And It's quite fun. I enjoyed playing the beta. I really thought it was cool. And it's one of those like games that you can just kind of like zone out on, although I don't really zone out, so I don't know fully what that's like, but it is very like comforting when I can just focus in on that while I usually like listen to like podcasts or news or something while I'm doing that. So yeah, that's funsies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Discord. Apparently, the CEO of Discord changed, and apparently they want to
Yeah,
focus on microtransactions for Discord. Yay!
yeah, don't trust that direction of where that's going, that's for sure. That's gonna be big old load of garbage. So yeah.
Oh God, what if they put like the chat feature behind a subscription like Nintendo? Like in order to use Discord, you have to sign up for a subscription.
I
They
think that would kill Discord.
wouldn't do that. They totally would. Ooh, ooh, you can customize. Oh, never mind. The artwork's not that great. Boo. I'm so glad you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Anyways, ignore me. I like how we're just looking at like Steam.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy year, and again, there's some games are out that have been out for a while that have been growing in their content, and that's been good to see.
Dude, I have
Like,
I have yet to play Cult of the Lamb, and that came out like years ago.
yeah, that's a fun game.
There's so many games I want to play. It's just not enough time. It sucks.
Hmm.
God, I can't believe that game's overwhelmingly positive. I really want to play what is it? Devil May Cry 5. But I feel like I wouldn't understand any of the lore because I haven't played any of the previous Devil May Cry games. Was there anything else you want to talk about, Side?
No, I think we're good. Looking at stuff. Oy, I am, yeah. It's gonna be a crazy couple of weeks here.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a crazy summer. Like, that's a guarantee.
Yeah. All right, I guess we'll just end it today. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you
Hmm.
for the subs. Thank you for the follows. Uh, yeah, thank
Check
you
out
guys
the new
for.
podcast.
Oh yeah, new podcast.
Yeah, book podcast came out. Again, this is the only one coming here. All the other ones will be on the new City channel.
Nice.
And that's just because it's like not everybody who follows us for game news wants to hear about books and writing tips.
Yeah.
So that's obviously that's why we're separating that out.
Yeah. But yeah, can't wait to see the new content that comes out.
Hmm.
And appreciate every single one of you. Thank you again. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate every single one of you. And I hope you guys have a good day or night, whichever it is, for you guys. And goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, I can never tell, like, I can never tell